Happy Tuesday. It's 65 degrees in my house and 39 degrees outside this morning. Oh my God, I don't want to go out. Oh good, he's coming back in already. I was going to take the dog out. I was in my bare feet. I went back to get my shoes and yeah, he's coming already. Oh, thank God for a dog that hates the cold. Oy vey. Oh my gosh, I'm so not ready for it to be this cold this quick. Please, Florida. Please, Florida. Calling for a job, Florida. So anyway, again, it's Tuesday, 7:50 in the morning. I'm just making my tea. And then today's supper is brown sugar chicken, another new recipe. I'm on this new recipe kick lately. Again, it's these old recipes I've had sitting around that I've never tried. I'm going to bang through them. I am. I'm just banging through them all as quick as I can. This one I printed in 2005. We're getting even older. October 25th, 2005. From a website, tastycrockpotrecipes.net. Again, don't know if the website's even still around. But it is called brown sugar chicken. My guess is it probably has a little bit of an Asian spin on it, considering the ingredients, which I'll go over with you. But it needs to cook in the crock pot all day, and you're supposed to serve it over rice. So again, I'm thinking it has a little bit of an Asian flair to it. God knows I don't remember from a picture or anything, because that's a long time ago. So first things first, though. First, it is snuggle time on the chair with my dog, who's probably also frozen, and drinking my tea. So I'll be back. Alrighty, time to work on dinner. And I'm eating breakfast at the same time. Pomegranate yogurt, granola. So, brown sugar chicken. What you start off with is 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken pieces. It doesn't say any particular kind, so I'm going to be using a combination of chicken breasts and chicken legs and thighs. All bought at Costco. So I'm just going to layer those in my crock pot. This is probably more than 2 pounds, but it's not like it won't get eaten, considering Thursday nights for us is leftover night. Plus, I can always stick some pieces of chicken in my lunch. So let me put these packs in the garbage and wash my hands good before I continue. Okay, so the rest of the ingredients are pretty simple. And you know what? Let me get a little bowl out. Sure. Here, I know what we'll use. Pull out the Pampered Chef this morning. Or not Pampered Chef, the Pioneer Woman this morning. Alright. So we're going to mix the rest of the ingredients up in a measuring cup. So you're starting off with a cup of packed brown sugar. Easy enough. 2/3 of a cup of vinegar. A 1/4 cup of lemon lime soda, of which I'm using Sprite. And that Sprite is flat. It's been in my refrigerator for a while, so the rest of it's going in the garbage. But it won't matter that it's flat for this. And then in this little dish here, I have 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and a teaspoon of black pepper. And we're just going to slide all that right in there. Get my little whisk. I need to smell it. Smells kind of good. I hope. And that is just getting poured right over top of the chicken. And that's it. This is going to cook for, slow, about 7 hours. The recipe says 6 to 8 hours. It's going to be on for 7 hours on low. So that's it. Rice and veggie, and we're good. Okay, time to bake the pumpkin roll. Very, very easy recipe. The first thing I'm going to do is turn my oven on to 375 degrees. In my mixing bowl, I have 3 eggs. 3 lonely little eggs in there. So I'm just going to get out my whisk and we're going to beat those up. It's one of those recipes where you don't have to pull the mixer out. Super, super easy. Alright, and to that we are going to add 1 cup of sugar. My 1 cup measuring cup is in the dishwasher. So I'm doing 2 half cups. Mix that around. Oh, see, and you know me, I always have to flop, always. I always like to mix in between each ingredient, just so I know things are incorporated well. It's not required, it's just something anal that I do. Alright, and to that we are adding 2/3 of a cup of canned pumpkin. I'm assuming if you grow your own pumpkins and puree them, I'm sure it'll work out just fine. My recipe just calls for the plain old canned pumpkin. Alright, next is 3/4 of a cup of flour, just regular all-purpose flour. No special flours like cake flours or anything like that. See if I can throw flour all over the counter yet like I did the sugar. Last 2 ingredients, going to be a teaspoon of baking soda, and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And I don't know about you, but I love cinnamon, so when I make stuff with cinnamon in it, I always add extra. I always like mound it up a little bit. I just love the taste of cinnamon. Alrighty. So that's it. Just make sure everything is mixed up very well. There's my phone before I have stuff slopped on it. Now what I have here, the jelly roll pan. You can use an extra large cookie sheet. And I've sprayed it real good with some Pam baking spray that has the flour in it. And we're just going to pour this right on. It's going to be very, very thin, so don't be alarmed. Making any kind of cake rolls, any kind of dessert rolls, can be a trying experience. First couple times you're probably going to fail. It's just what happens. They want to break, they want to stick in the pan. Okay, so let me get a spatula out here and we're going to spread that. Again, it's going to be thin. It's supposed to be, because it has to be pliable enough when it's done baking that you can roll it. And because it's so thin, it bakes in no time. This thing will be done in 10 minutes in the oven. So it's not one of those things where you can like throw a cake in the oven and 45 minutes to an hour later you can come back and check it. No, you do not want to go far at all. Okay. I think that looks good. Just make sure it's as level as you can get it. All right, you're going to stick that in the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, so what I have here is a kitchen dish towel that doesn't have fibers on it. It's more of a linen towel. And I've coated it in 10x sugar. You may also call it confectioner sugar. I've heard it called powdered sugar. Again, depending on the area that you live, you call it different things. So the next step in the process is I do this mess outside. So I'm out on my deck at my table right now. Again, 2 reasons. Your pumpkin roll is going to cool a lot faster to sit out here. And second, mess. You know how powdered sugar is. That shit gets everywhere. All right. So I'm going back in and watch my clock. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. The edges have started to pull away from the pan, and they're nice and like set up and firm, and your center bounces back when you touch it. If it's still leaving indentations, it needs to sit in a little longer. I actually had to let mine in for 13 minutes. This is the first I've made one of these in this particular oven. I know if you use an electric oven, they tend to cook a little hotter. And I'm on a gas range right now, so mine did take a little longer. Again, you'll have to play with it depending on your particular oven, but you can see like the air holes in it. So this is done. So I'm going to let this cool for just 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to take it outside and flip it upside down on that powdered sugar covered dish towel. Okay, so what you just saw me do is, I didn't want to talk outside because there is a leasing agent out there showing an apartment to a prospective tenant, and I didn't want to scare the poor guy off thinking there's a Fruit Loop out here talking to herself on the deck. That's why I did it quiet, and I'll explain it in here. So I flipped it upside down. It's still hot. You can still see the steam. Oh my God, still see the steam? Still see the steam coming off of it. And then you just take that towel and you just roll it up nice and slow and just let it sit. Obviously, I'm doing it and it's cold outside. I think it's up to like 49 degrees outside right now, so it's still cold and it's fine to let it sit out there. I had mentioned that I put them outside first because of the mess and second because of the cold. Obviously, if you're making one of these in the summer and it's hot, it's not going to cool faster out there, so you want to bring it back in your air conditioning. But I only make these in the fall and winter. I'm not a fan of eating pumpkin in the summer. It just doesn't sit right with me. Anyway, that needs to completely cool. So it's going to be out there for a few hours, and then I'll be back and show you how I make the filling and spread the filling on it and roll it back up again. So stay tuned. Okay, everyone, it's time to start making the filling. So what I have in this bowl is 4 teaspoons of real butter and an 8-ounce block of Philadelphia brand cream cheese. I've had this out for hours, so it is nice and soft and pliable. Everything should be softened. If you're trying to make this and it's not really, really soft, you may have to get your electric mixer out. But I have found if you let it get soft enough, you don't need to fool with that. So I just use a rubber spatula, and I can pretty much get it all mixed together. You know what? I should have used a bigger bowl, because I guarantee you, when I put my powdered sugar in here, I'm going to make a mess. So to that, you're going to add half a teaspoon of vanilla. I just eyeball. Okay, sorry about that. My memory card filled up and the camera shut off. And I decided to switch to a bigger bowl so that I could stir this a lot easier. Anyway, I don't know if it caught the last thing I put in, which is just a half teaspoon of vanilla. So again, right here I have 4 teaspoons of butter, an 8-ounce block of cream cheese, a half teaspoon of vanilla. And to that we are going to add 1 cup of 10x sugar, confectioner sugar, powdered sugar, whatever you call it. There's my 2 half cups. And we're just going to give this a good mixing. Again, you can pull out the electric mixer if you want to. I just find that's a pain then to try to get this icing off of the beaters. So I just prefer to mix it by hand. And there you have it. Now you're going to unroll your pumpkin roll after it's nice and cool. And you're going to add your frosting. You don't know how bad I just want to lick my fingers right now. And lick this spoon and lick this bowl. Lord, Lord. And you're going to carefully just spread this all over. Not to the very end. You do want to let a little space. Just a little border around all 4 sides. That way it doesn't come oozing out at you when it's time to roll this back up. I think that's pretty good. Alright, then you're going to roll it back up, just not rolling the towel with it. As long as you got enough 10x sugar on that towel, it will be no trouble at all. And that's it. There you have a pumpkin roll. So I'm just going to, you want to refrigerate that for a while. Mine will be refrigerating for at least 24 hours, so I'm just going to wrap it in foil and stick it in the fridge. And that's it. Okay guys, here's what the brown sugar chicken looks like after cooking all day. I don't want to squish it too much because it wants to come apart on me. So that's it. I'm cooking up some rice and some fresh broccoli, and that will be dinner tonight. Alright, well, another recipe that's a keeper, the brown sugar chicken. Michael really enjoyed. He said it was very tender and very moist. So yeah, it's a keeper, and I'm going to bed. Good night.